Kia ora, I'm Sherry Kinnear and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. The Auckland mayoral race is wide open after the first public poll shows virtually nothing separating the top four candidates. The Ratepayers Alliance Courier poll has Efeso Collins and Leo Malloy each on 21.7% support. Heart of the City Chief Executive Viv Beck is fractionally behind on 20.5% and businessman Wayne Brown another smidge behind on 20.1%. Craig Lord, who came third last time around, is 4 points back on 16%. The poll of 500 Aucklanders excluded the four other candidates. Petrol prices are continuing to skyrocket, leading to a warning for the government about how it reinstates the slashed fuel excise tax. The AA says there could be panic and chaos come August if the tax is slapped back on overnight. Principal Advisor Terry Collins says it depends how the government handles it. He says if everyone knows the date, then we know from experience that there'll be queues down the road from petrol stations and some could run dry.
We're concerned that if that was the case, this could happen nationally on those couple of days preceding the reintroduction of the fuel excise duty.
Retail was among the sectors to slump in the first quarter of the year as economic growth slid into negative territory. GDP fell by 0.2% in the March quarter, with retail trade and accommodation falling 1.9% from the December quarter. Retail New Zealand say Omicron has been a significant pressure point for retailers. Meanwhile, regions with a rural backbone are expected to outperform their big city counterparts in the next year. Westpac's regional roundup shows areas that depend on international tourism are also expected to close the performance gap on the pack. The opposition says the government should scrap Auckland's light rail and focus on other transport projects. Our newsroom can reveal the government spent almost $59 million over the last 5 years on light rail. More than 2/3 of this has gone on consultants. National's transport spokesman Simeon Brown says it's time they cut their losses.
They should actually focus on things which actually need to get done, such as the Mill Road corridor in South Auckland, Penlink to the north, or projects which will actually make a difference like the Eastern Busway.
The jib shortage will be top of the agenda in a meeting between the Shareholders Association and Fletcher Building today. It comes days after government officials held emergency talks with building industry leaders in an attempt to hammer out solutions. The association says among the answers they're seeking is why Fletchers didn't see this jib crisis coming. They say if their customers were stockpiling, that would indicate their customers knew more than they did, and that's something they're curious about. And it's going to be all hands on deck for Auckland businesses near EDENPARK tomorrow night. The sold-out Super Rugby final between the Blues and the Crusaders is expected to give local businesses a much-needed boost after a quiet 10 months. Bars in the area say they've been fielding hundreds of inquiries every day. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.